Hi there. So we were just talking surfing with the 50-minute mark. If you've just come in, go back to part one on this, the first 50 minutes, and start there. We were talking surfing in Hawaii. Angels can do a lot of stuff for you, get you straight answers, which is what you're primarily going to be interested in at the outset. You can get hugs. I argue that one hug is worth 100 questions. It feels good. And that loving, healing vibe, which you could get repeated like waves through you of compassion, will help you let go of what you know. 5 or 6 good hugs and you're yawning. 5 or 6 good hugs and you're tearing up. But then you can start to play around a little. You can have a retreat. You can have India brought to you. You can sit in a Native American setting with your eyes closed. You can be instructed on stuff. You can ask questions. You can just be like, hey, sock it to me, angels. They already know what's best for you and where you're at in your life and where things are headed. They won't spoil the fun of the future for you, but they can alter your path. They can enhance what you experience. They can help you grow in wisdom and comfort and your inner peace, your flow, love, and so on. My favorite to offer folks is Hawaii. You get to go surfing like a pro. And again, if you've just come in on this broadcast, this show, go back to the part one, the first 50 minutes, and start there. But plenty of people have had Hawaii brought to them. You get the smell, the wave action. There's a certain method you kind of transition into. It's a multidimensional, transdimensional experience, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. You feel like you're in Hawaii, and you get to surf again like a pro. One angel is like a dolphin. You get to chat with her. But I've had people who have done this simultaneously, so they're sharing the same experience. I believe 3 women at a mega institute this summer. This is still 2022, so it would have been July. Got to share that experience. Very special. It's usually more friends or husband and wives or something that they get to share something like that. Now let's back up. Forget all this vacationing, spa, retreat, holistic, incredible spiritual experiences that you can have with your eyes closed in sort of the traditional this way. You can outright ask for seeing light around you. Start with the exercise of putting your hand up to the photo on the screen. Go to the front page of my website, find Audrey Hepburn's photo. Geronimo is such a sweetheart. It's an older picture of Geronimo. Let his eyes move in the photo a little. Sai Baba's fantastic. Mr. Miracles, tight with angels. You don't have to be into the India cultural thing. You don't have to know what Satori is or Samadhi or any of the other stuff. Just trust that your heart is already there. It's bigger than the Wikipedia or the Tibetan Book of the Dead or Dying, whichever it's called. It's bigger than all the source material we've got and all the experts we've got for the last 3,000 years. Your heart is totally capable of a lot of amazingness and a lot of miracles in the moment. You just have to learn how to get out of your own way, to start asking smarter questions, to start asking for help from these figures in a smarter way that gets you going faster. And you have to learn how to get out of your own way, out of everyone's way, to let angels do their job. Once in a while I get a really strong character who just doesn't know how to, they talk themselves into a bigger hole and block further rather than just allowing and letting the job get done. This is really basic listening, feeling, seeing. And when you get your eyes closed, if you've done it with your eyes open, seeing angels or getting answers or getting hugs, why wouldn't you be able to go surfing or simply sit in a peaceful India setting? And that could be with the Divine Mother and that tiger. The tiger is action, wonderful. Plenty of people can stick their hands out with their eyes closed, eyes open, and feel a tiger walk by in the fur. It's a friendly tiger. You're not going to get eaten, but one of the best experts on action. And all these figures can walk your path with you. It's really what will you allow for? What will you allow yourself to appreciate more? It's so much easier being stuck in ego, a false security blanket with what you know. And think of every career professional, including myself as a public relations person on Wall Street, or even in this role. There's stuff that I think I know. It blocks my expansion. It's always a clean slate. It's always wide open. It's always more sparkly, humorous, and joyful. But we cut ourselves off by resting on our laurels, resting on accomplishments or failures, or what we think we know our situation is or other people's situations are. So my advice is dumb it all down. It doesn't mean you can't have all your answers or get your entire book that you want to write given to you by angels. You can do it dream time. You can do it in the shower. Have that dry erase board handy. You can do it practically speaking. I think the record is 49 pages of answers in 9 hours in Australian. I just checked in every 2 hours. You can do it while surfing. You can go beyond words and have a symphony of light given to you that's 50,000 words that'll unpack over time. Think about how limiting all words are, unless it's a mantra. But you can get a mantra not just from an India figure, but from like an angel or a Native American chief. Say it with that figure 5 times while your hand's up to the photo, seeing light streaming back and forth, universal light, love, whatever you want to call it, consciousness itself. That's what this is all consciousness. You can meet Joseph Campbell, Joe, fantastic figure. You can meet Einstein. A long list of 170, I think, plus figures. I'm not even counting all the angels, guardian angels, the team members that are for all the different people out there. It's in the tens of thousands, I assume. I have no idea how to quantify that. This is just really what we allow for. I think meeting a couple figures is plenty for anybody. This shakes the reality, shakes the foundations a little. The more married you are to it's exactly this way, it's black and white, and it's not, it's color. That's what's going to happen anyhow with an illness, a car wreck. Just when you get done living your life, that last breath, you may be a stringent abolitionist on some topic. And when you get across the finish line, I would only point out if you're not talking to angels now, in this lifetime, you're probably not going to be talking to angels on the other side. You're probably going to be 3 lifetimes away from even getting there. I'm not trying to judge any of it. I'm just saying openness is openness, and you can open openness. And that just means more love, more sparkle, more flowing love, feeling love, sharing love, being. And so I love Shakespeare, to be or not to be. That's the question. And the only question, have you lived your life fully? Maybe that's probably too hard of an edge to it. Getting started living sometimes starts when we're in our 40s, 50s, 80s. Teenagers knew how to do it at one point, but the adulting experience is what, it's like a tidal wave or a tsunami that comes in and wipes out everything you did learn or knew as a kid. And you can reestablish that any time. You never missed a step. You never skipped a beat. Think about the peak moments in life. You never lost that melody. You have that now. You simply have to allow for it. And the key ingredient here, or the key ingredients, are slowing down, patience, trust, gratitude, appreciation, allowing. I'll throw in anything I can think of. Awareness. This is about growing your awareness, not your thinking, not your knowledge. If you're a hardcore naysayer, a critic, it can't be this way and everything else, you're practicing negativity. And the only person you're hurting is yourself. That's going to happen regardless. We humans, we judge other people. We think we're right about something. This is so far away from right or wrong. This is about proper understanding. This is, again, back to that quintessential concept that can take you years to appreciate. This isn't about gaining or losing anything. Move past seeing the negative. This is about simply expanding, connecting to what already is within you and around you, the universe. More consciousness, more touchy-feely, more fun. But let's back up a step. All of us have situations, business, careers, what to do next, how to get out of this situation, how to be more at peace. We want our answers. And that's what I think is so pretty, so fabulous about this, is you can have all your answers. How fast can you write? How fast can you get comfortable with the concept? And then you can learn to sharpen your questions so you can get more done in less time. I think angels just know how to answer anything. So if you only asked one question, hey, what do I need to know next? And that's the only question you were allowed to ask for 10 years, you would live the most fabulous life. You'd have to be ready to play ball with this entire concept that angels could exist, do exist, that you can see them. You can walk with your hand in hand with an angel in full-on human form. Now, that's only a handful of folks that have done anything like that. I think it's a lot for our psyche and where we're at now as humanity as a whole, just to allow for the concept of getting your answers. So picture that researcher, consciousness studies, the whole team at Stanford or wherever we're talking about. It'll probably be another 15, 10, 5 years before they come knocking, want to meet their angels, chat, and shortcut stuff. And even if they did get their answers to whatever studies, odds are they're just going to fill up the freed up time with more research. So my advice still is it's not about the achieving. It's not about the proving it. There's a ton of really famous folks running around trying to prove stuff right now, and that's fine. They're doing great. Keep proving it. But you can just start experiencing a little more love, a little more peace, a little more compassion, and get a broader perspective. How about that? Angels can show you visions. You can stand on the top of a Tibetan mountain next to Chogyam Trungpa He'll bring you a Tibetan wheel. I don't know all the symbology stuff or the trappings of the different cultural things, but that, for those who are like a wine connoisseur, knows their wines. They like reds from the Bordeaux region, but not American reds. That's what this is about. So that's also pretty cool. If you're a 50-year Tibetan Buddhist expert, you should be just falling over yourself to actually hang out in Tibet with your eyes shut, with not just Chogyam Trungpa, but angels who can talk the talk, all the Dharma lingo stuff. Same thing with India. What a great opportunity that is. Same thing with the Native American settings. Meet Dull Knife Redshirt, Geronimo, Crazy Horse, Red Cloud, Chief Joseph, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Black Elk. I'm still skipping one, I'm sure. There's a lot of beauty there. You can smell different sage, Douglas fir, sweetgrass, juniper, tobacco, a lot of sacred stuff there. That's kind of it. I'm going to change tacks. Instead of talking angels and the whole what you experience, there is a new podcast coming out. I'm going to interview folks. I don't think it's going to be any set, finite anything, no structure. It's not going to be every Tuesday that a new show comes out, but I think I've got plenty of people to draw upon who are maybe podcast show hosts themselves, so I'll be plugging their shows quite a bit. I may have been on their shows. They definitely will have met angels already with me, and they'll have an opportunity on the show anywhere from 45 minutes in to an hour in to take 5 to 15 minutes to do a bunch of angel exercises. So you can appreciate and feel more comfortable about this topic by watching someone else do it on the camera. But you are going to get a nice intro to them, to hear the experiences they've had in life, where they're coming from, how they've grown, the challenges they faced, the advice that they want to give you that they've learned from decades, a decade to 3 or 4 decades of experience, and how they would shorten it all up into 3 tranches of great advice for you. They may do some listening from angels directly and give you some more advice as sort of spur of the moment stuff. I will try to be my usual overly enthusiastic person and throw in some stuff as well. The show again is called Angels, Positivity, and Love. I've already created a page on the website that's under the shows button. So the first part is Michael as a guest. The second part is the new 2023 podcast. Now, I can't use my laptop to record. I've discovered that. It just froze at the 50-minute mark for the prior video, so this is part 2. It'll be done through Zoom, and I hear Zoom is fantastic for recording. I've yet to ever hit the record button on Zoom, but I will be figuring all this out. You can, again, check out the logo cover art for the podcast. This will be housed, though, at YouTube at my Michael Andre Ford pre-existing channel with 250 subscribers. Go to the social media contacts section under extras on the website. You can get straight to that YouTube channel at Michael Andre Ford. That's it on the developments. I think there's 5 to 7 podcast shows that are in the works. I'm doing one tomorrow, Saturday, that I don't think airs until, I just realized, the first week in January. I have anywhere from 3 to 7 percolating around, and some of them are about to get booked, so that's exciting. Good start to the year. I could always use more likes, subscribe hits on the YouTube page. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to put a lot of effort there and have a lot more material coming out. I've essentially given away my services for the first 8 years for free. I still give away my services all the time. I'll pop on for tea or coffee with someone who's usually established, has books out, is in the woo-woo-woo spiritual arena. Sometimes they're in a pinch, and I'm very blind on how a person is. I have figured out in the last year, it's official, if they sit there with zero emotion or they say they can't 4,000 times in a row, you should probably trust it that they can't, or that they are going to take so much effort that it's okay to cut losses. So I have put up a policy to refund people. If I get an hour, 3 hours in, and they're not showing a lot of joy, smiling, they're getting stuff done. They're getting hearing, feeling, seeing, a hug, whatever. I've put in a policy where I could just say, hey, hold on, everyone. Don't worry about it. You've done great. They always have done great. They don't know it most of the time. But then I might just refund them on the spot. I'm mentioning that only because I think I did 2 refunds, 2.5 refunds last year. And I think in the entire 10 years, it's under 10, under 5, something like that. So I'd consider that a pretty good success record. Even the ones you're refunding, I got a guy who did everything, and I still refunded him 50% of his money. So refunds are fine. I do have to take out the PayPal transaction fees forevermore, so it won't be a complete 100% refund. That's also noted on the website. It's been a wonderful experience, though. There's always, I'm learning from every single person I get in front of, or that gets in front of me. And there's always a new technique or a new exercise. It's very interesting how this develops or unfolds. You can smell any flower, any plant, any beach. You can get a wind in the room. So think of this as juggling balls. The first ball would simply be allowing. The second ball would simply be maybe seeing light. The third, smelling that sage. The fourth, letting a photo move. The fifth, getting a hug. The sixth is a big ball, like a beach ball. It's getting all your answers. And once you get into the swing of that, you're kind of like, oh, I'm on board. I could use all the answers in the world. What's great about the answer thing is pretend you spent 10 hours getting anything you could think of fully answered. Your situation changes. Welcome to being human. And 3 months later, you probably need all those answers all over again. And you always need encouragement. I mean, half of us, it's like a really deep hole. We're trying to fill it with shovels of sand, and we never can fill it. So that would be another message to folks, is just relax even more. If you could only understand how the brain gets in the way of the peace and harmony that's already within you and around you, and then that is such a constant. That is such a thing to appreciate. That is such a thing to merge with, that you can still keep all your lingo, and what you know never really does leave you. You can ask angels to carry your burdens for you. They've got great wheelbarrows, big shoulders, whatever way you need to imagine this, but they'll carry it for you, but within sight, so that you, you're not trying to climb Mount Everest. I think Elizabeth Gilbert said this whole spirituality thing was like trying to swallow the sun. I can understand that point of view, but it is far simpler than anyone makes it out to be. The experts, every other person who's either being interviewed on a YouTube show and everything else. You want to meet light beings, meet light beings. You want to meet fairies, meet fairies. You want to meet an elemental or a jinn who's East Asian mysticism, who's a wonderful petite fellow like a Chinese Zen master. Oh my God, meet him. He's awesome. Want to meet your relatives? Meet your relatives. Meet angels first is my only kind of precondition. Get that done. They'll be your guide. They'll be your host, your ambassador. Now back to seeing lighter consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, the force from Star Wars. I start people off with baby steps. You see it on your fingers or your hands. You hold your finger up. I've been doing this for the last couple of years. You look at the lighter, say any color you think you see. Good old American Bic lighter. You see white, gold, yellow, pick a color. What do you see? It's a standard one-dimensional experience. But if you loosen up a little bit, relax, go listen to your favorite music, walk your dog, take a hot shower, read a book, wherever you're happy afterwards lighter, ask an angel to come in and see extra light around the flame. Or just hold your finger up, make it the Bic lighter itself. You could see my energy off my hand if you wanted to really let go right now. Let me look away. You could see my energy right here. And we may have had 20 minutes ago a white light come through the video. I saw that. I didn't call it out. That's a rarity. You can videotape balls of light, the universe. I do photos. I did that out of panic 10 years ago because I didn't know what I was seeing. I was slow, made me feel better, but I was given beautiful photos of fairies, photos of angels. Go find those on the photos for sale page, $3 each. I finally put that up, delayed for years. 4 years I delayed on that. Pick a photo up for $3, not gonna hurt anybody. Put it on your iPhone, carry it around. Joy is, I think, the most fun as a starter. Pink ball of light, she's your ambassador, communicator. Ask to feel an amazing vibe all over you. Feel it. So allow, ask, and receive is almost a mantra. Ask her to do something for you. Catch the smell of the ocean, put your hand over the photo, feel the vibe on your palm. Let her change colors in the photo. Let her move in the photo. There's no limits here. Ask what you don't even know how to ask for. Ask more is what I was given in January, almost a year ago, by Charlotte. And I love that because you don't need to know what you're asking for. Simply ask more. What a great mantra. Be more, love more, allow more, more smiling, less thinking. More breathing, less thinking. More yoga, less thinking. More walks, less thinking. More tree hugging, less thinking. More hugging your dog, less thinking. Less cell phone, less thinking. How about that? Less TV, less thinking. More books, less thinking. You get the idea. So this is about getting out of here, getting to here, getting out of your own way, because all of us have certain ways we're rolling that we don't even realize, but we're still responsible for, that we're operating in a kind of a negative vibe. Let's do it a different way. Pick any podcast show that has more than 20,000, 50,000 followers and look at the comments page. If they typically have 200 to 1,000 comments, oh my God, that is human nature. That is where we're at. There's people who say, what a wonderful guest. They did such a great job. They share something positive. There's people who are like, that person talks in circles and can't answer a certain question. And then there's everything in between. There we are for human beings. We have an opportunity, and I'll go big picture what angels have said. In my Listening to Angels book, this is in the appendix section. Why angels now? Why more available now? What's in store for mankind? Call it an awakening if you wish. It's just a little bit more gentleness, kindness, compassion in each moment. All moments can be the same. Good luck with that. So how about we just say 7% less thinking a week or per day? Get a calculator out, figure out how much time that is. But it means breathing easier, feeling more, tasting more, slowing down more to taste. Drink half the soda can instead of the whole soda. Grow your awareness, not your thinking. How about that? My little book, Listening to Angels, is not really written by me. I saw balls of light as I was typing. It is the most gentle book. Read my 1-star review at Amazon. My author book page is amazon.com/author/angels, or go to my social media page. There's a person who criticized everything but the book and said that they wish they could have gotten a refund on the book as well. Look at the other reviews and read the book yourself. It's $4.99. It's practically free. It is the most wonderful little book. It's a 1-page foreword, half-page intro, 4 pages, how to meet angels. So again, you would never need me. You meet 7 angels, including Archangel Michael. I think Gabriel's in there as a 4th. If you see 4 triangles that are rainbow light, like pie slices, that's all over my website, my social media, that photo. That's 4 archangels. I cropped it, so there's 3 more off camera. To show you how slow I am on the uptake, I'm super slow. 2 years to do stuff that all of you do in 10 seconds. But I'm very creative and very good at lending energy to help person open to get a phenomenal, miraculous experience that usually short circuits everything they know. And once in a while, they tighten up so much afterwards that it was too much. But the point of this is there's 3 more off camera: Jophiel, Shamuel, and Zadkiel. But because those names are so hard to learn, I think I put that off for 3 years. It's like posting the photos themselves on sale on the website. I delayed forever on that one. So pick up a photo, get it on your iPhone, get it on your iPad, print it out if you want to. What will you allow for and what will you experience? You may be just peeking at it and it moves. You may hear a high, peppy voice, hello, and that's Joy. She's the ambassador communicator of angels. She's the emotion Joy. Just think of her as a consciousness blanket around the globe. Pink light. She can show up as any colored light. Silver flecks of light like fish breaking the surface of the water if you want to look up at your ceiling. And let's get back to another sort of effect and experience, something you can do. You can see light all around you. You can see angels themselves. They have a million ways to show in light energy form before you go and take that huge step off the cliff of seeing them out your window full on standing there, or walking with them as a human. That's a lot. So you can see them in light energy form. And Joy, just because she's a pink ball of light in my photo, it doesn't mean she shows up as pink. It could be silver, it could be yellow, it could be anything. Generally, silver flecks of light, or a pink shooting star, pink flash of light, pink ball of light, pink heart. It goes on and on and on. There's no one way. Just as there's a million ways to get a single hug from an angel, no 2 hugs have to be the same. Somehow all the angels have different ways of also impacting you. So while, let's say you get 30 hugs from 30 angels, no 2 hugs have to be the same. You can ask for the same hug if it was that good. I don't want to be limited in anything I say here, so flip everything I say and do the opposite. But you can get any hug. Hugs, a million ways to get a hug. Just as there's a million ways to say something. If you ask an angel, or 100 angels a day, you ask 100 times to define compassion. I must have 50 definitions of compassion. They're all incredibly beautiful. They're at the top of my website on that front page, the slideshow at the top. There's a bunch of compassion definitions up there. That's in my social media posts over time, Twitter and so on, Facebook. It's just incredible how angels are so beyond the human dynamics of just words and just structure and knowledge that limits. Plenty of knowledge. that we're holding on to allows for possibility. And there's a lot of knowledge that precludes possibility. Science, they do a lot of precluding a possibility. And that's what makes science so fantastic. And for certain scientists that have still got that je ne sais quoi, that energy, that spark, that enthusiasm to discover more, that's what makes it so exciting for them. More opportunity, more chance to discover more for them in the whole field of science. There's no limits here. So keep discovering, keep researching, but try to keep as much of an open mind as you can. Anything you are resting on as a foundation is usually more sand, quicksand, I think they say. That's where I like to go back to Love Actually, or Love Is, or Allow More Love, or unlimited potential on everything. So I hope this has been a good chat. I hope you found something out of it that could be of use. You have the Listening to Angels book. You have me on a ton of shows talking about whatever. I think it's less what I talk about. It's more about the vibe. There are some interesting details, though. My social media has tons of stuff. There's been a lot more exercises to do lately. Like what you can like. Say hi where you can say hi. You are always welcome to find 3 or 4 enthusiastic friends and come up with a little proposal. I can help people individually at first, and then we bring you all together, and you can have shared experiences. That's pretty cool too. So you're not just seeing light on your hands, but you're seeing the light flowing between you. Angels also have an incredible way of bringing you glitter in the air. I think at least one person in the last week got to get butterflies made out of light. So it wasn't that 4,000 monarch butterflies flew in from South America or South Texas and they're real. They're real, but they're made out of angel light, and they're probably multicolored and so on. It's your personal experience, what you allow for. So this is off the charts for what we're accustomed to. We've yet to learn how to appreciate this fully. So, I've probably gotten 7,000, 8,000 no's from some highly established people. But the good news is I've got 3,000 yeses, 100 plus testimonials. People can do it as a group. There's photos of angels. I'm off the hook. I feel very fortunate about that. I try not to tell you a thing. So even if I'm hearing it directly, it just means I try to go gentler, if anything. The strongest experience you could have is the one you're already having, and doing your own self-discovery, your own learning, your own ownership of the moment. There we go. I've been working for an hour and a half now to find the words, but it's your owning of your energy. It's the owning of your connection to the universe. It's the owning of your being, your essence, and allowing it to, flare up, to allow it to flourish, to allow it to grow and connect to your higher self, so that you expand. It's a lot of fun stuff. Okay, so you have a website that's been revamped. You have a lot of podcasts. Check out what you can check out. The Listening to Angels book is a super easy purchase. If anybody wants to do a book review, thank you. I think I only have 18 or 19 of those. The YouTube channel is going to be a lot of fun. It already is a lot of fun. There's tons of content. There'll be more content like this going on more often. Subscribe there where you can. And say hi on social media. I've got that all clearly listed out. If you want, go crazy right now. If this has resonated with you, put your hand out, eyes closed. If you need to be more comfortable, it's easier that way, but who cares? See if you can feel what you can feel in the hand. Ask an angel to step in. Really give yourself a break. My only rule or structure as a reminder is simply setting your intent. So first, ask angels, hey angels, get me out of my head into my heart. Make this nice. Amen, rock and roll. Thank you. Own it in your own signature patented way you would talk. If you're Catholic, then you would do amen. Address it to angels, Mary, and Jesus. I know not everybody believes in Mary, so however you roll, do it that way, but include angels, talk to angels. They're just unconditional love beings beyond human thought, not limited by what we're limited by. They're purely here to help. They come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and backgrounds with different special abilities and purposes to help you through your particular life stage. So that's pretty incredible on its face. They dwarf our grasping ability. They exceed our grasping ability. They're super gentle, though. They're super fun. They won't interfere. What do you need help with? Ask for it, allow for it. Catch yourself before you allow your words to become energy and limit yourself more. Instead, learn how to be more aware of how you're flowing your energy so you can become more aware of the difference between thinking or unconsciousness or negativity or limits or what you know, and then love, openness, unlimitedness, more sparkly stuff. And as soon as you begin to understand the difference here, the sooner you can get going on an even more wonderful, glorious journey. You can learn the difference between how you're flowing your flows, your energy. Are you flowing love, or are you flowing control? Are you flowing rejection? Are you flowing hate? Are you flowing stress, fear, worry? Are you reacting? That's up here. Or are you supporting? Everyone's on their path, perfectly so at this moment. But when you look at 7 billion people on planet Earth, or 8 billion if we just hit that, there's trillions of thought forms. There's trillions of ways that the ego or the global collective unconsciousness can say, better not, or this isn't possible, or this can't exist. Scientific community, half of it, I'd say, would probably sign a petition saying this isn't possible. Plenty of organizations and structures who have the title of headquarters of all angels. If I go knocking on that door, they'll say, go away, we're looking for angels. I'm borrowing from Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance. Persig, I didn't get to meet him. I got to talk to his caretaker as he was on his last, I think, hospice or last stages of life. He was fascinating to interact with. But I love Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance for some purposes. He had some great quotes in there. Strange but true was what he said about that quote. So if you go running up to the consciousness community and you're like, hey, do you want to experience more consciousness? Good luck with that. If you go up to the light being community and you want to help them meet light beings, or the SETI or the METI or the alien paranormal UFO community, odds are it's more fun to do the research. They're on their life path. They've got their, incremental, they do their thing, lots of reporting, lots of tweets, lots of this, Pentagon, lots of issuing this. But do they really want to risk their identity, their role, their established societal positions to actually meet angels, their relatives, to get their actual beautiful answers? It's the equivalent of the amazing Machu Picchu trip. It's the equivalent of that amazing time in India for 3 months or 10 years doing stuff. It's a lot. It is like, I forget who said this, it is like swallowing the sun. We'll do the Elizabeth Gilbert thing, but I don't think there's any heat involved. I think it's actually just sort of a broadening of perspective, broadening of one's awareness, broadening the sense of humor too. You don't take stuff so seriously. You don't take yourself so seriously. You don't take your situation so seriously. And you certainly don't take other human beings so seriously. Oh my God, human beings can be all over the map. But what is so incredible about meeting one human being after another is, first of all, it's soul to soul level contact happening, no matter what you think is transacting on this front. So it's a chance to slow down, be kinder, be gentler, and it all starts with you discovering your own toolbox, your treasure map, your treasure that's you. So I hope this video has been helpful for your journey. Most of you are already well on it, but if you have questions, get that little teeny book, give it a go. Play around first with the photos of angels at my website. Check out the other videos. I'm blowing sage, smell sage, whether you pick Stephanie Cornelia or Cornelia Stephanie, I messed up the name, or any of the hosts. I'm going to mess up every name today. Manon Baliger in Canada, or Diane Forster. Oh my God, I love her. Or I think I might have done that for Joan of Angels and Alan Steinfeld. Again, please be sure to check out the YouTube video of Sri Kaleshwar and him back in 2000. I have thanked Alan profusely 3 or 4 times now when we've spoken for him having done that. I don't know if he understands how historical he captured a human Sri Kaleshwar who's so fantastic talking. And I just, to me, the words reverberate. I love it. I know a lot of people are into Sai Ma or other figures. That's what I'm trying to communicate. Or Ram Dass. So have fun with everything. Happy 2023. Look forward to new material. And if you want, we'll give you a final exercise for anybody who's hung in there long enough for this. You can feel my energy, only unconditional love, compassion. I'll put my hand up and I'll tell one more dad joke. What do you call a baby camel born with no humps? Hump-free. Relax, feel what you can feel through 2 screens. There's no time and space. You could be in Serbia right now. You could be in Bora Bora, Tahiti, Mexico, Colombia. Feel what you can feel. And then move past me. Go find a photo of an angel, feel what you can feel, see the light, ask for your favorite flower smell. Pretend you're walking into a 5-star restaurant run by angels. Let them do their jobs. Let them show you hospitality. It's great to have a long list of questions, but first get comfortable with the concept of getting out of the linear, what you're comfortable with, and getting into the more trans-dimensional, interdimensional, the no limits, the beyond 3D. Is that what we're in? So they talk 4D, 5D. I think I've seen 9D. We'll just say 50D. How about 111D? So have fun with everything. Laugh more, allow more. This is Michael Andre Ford, San Antonio, Texas, your angel intuitive. Get in touch any which way. Get a group together if you wish. I keep saying that, so there must be something percolating around. And my social media, I try to keep that up to date. The website, I think I'm doing pretty well on. Get in touch. Thank you very much. Have a great 2023. And remember, if there are no limits in life, maybe there are really no limits. What will you allow for? Everything is already within here. Give yourself a break and have more fun. Take care.